use on a future launch. Now what you're seeing on your screen on the left-hand side, it's a bit dark, but that is the first stage view. On your right-hand screen is a view on the second stage, looking at the MVAC engine.
Acquisition of signal, Bermuda.
And that call out there, that is a confirmation that we have connected to one of our ground stations that we utilize during our flights. Now, this mission marks SpaceX's 176th mission overall. Today, we are carrying a stack of Starlink satellites into low Earth orbit. So far, everything is looking good on the first stage and the second stage. Now, right now, you see a view of the MVAC engine on the second stage, but stage 1 is currently making its way back down to Earth. It'll utilize a couple more burns in order to touch down for landing. The first is coming up just a little over a minute and a half from now. That will be the entry burn.
Vehicles following nominal trajectories.
And good callouts that the vehicles are on nominal trajectories. Now, the entry burn will be 3 of the 9 M1D engines reigniting. That helps slow the vehicle down as it makes its way back through the Earth's atmosphere. Now, once the entry burn concludes, the atmosphere actually helps to scrub most of the velocity on the first stage. And then it will utilize a single engine burn for the landing burn just a minute later after the entry burn concludes. Again, we are attempting to land on our drone ship a shortfall of gravitas tonight. As a reminder, Starlink is a satellite internet constellation designed and manufactured by SpaceX to provide high-speed, low-latency internet to people living in remote and rural locations around the globe. Now, Starlink recently went live in Norway, and we are currently live in 39 countries and 46 markets around the world.
Stage 1 FTS is safed.
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
And as you can see on your left-hand screen, the entry burn has begun. That is 3 of the 9 M1D engines reigniting. This burn should last just about 20 seconds long.
Stage 1 entry burn shutdown.
And that call out concludes that the entry burn is complete. Now, the landing burn will be just about a minute from now. And during the landing burn, we will get
Stage 2 FTS is safe.
During the landing burn, we will have second engine cutoff 1, or SECO 1, on the second stage. You may hear those callouts happening around the same time.
Stage 1 transonic.
Terminal guidance.
And we're just under 20 seconds away from the landing burn beginning on the first stage and Shortly after the landing burn begins, we will also have SECO 1 or second engine cutoff 1.
Stage 1 landing burn.
And the landing burn has begun on the first stage. Again, we are attempting to land on our drone ship a shortfall of gravitas tonight.
Landing light deploy.
And SECO.
Stage 1 landing is confirmed.
And there you can see Falcon 9 has landed. This marks the 138th landing of an orbital class rocket. 110th.
Nominal orbit insertion.
This is the 110th reflight of a Falcon 9 first stage booster. And we also did hear SECO 1 on the second stage.
Detected loss of signal, J6 and PPF.
And we also did hear a confirmation of good orbit. Now today's stack of Starlink satellites
Acquisition of signal, New Finland.
also marks the highest ever payload mass to orbit on a recoverable Falcon 9 at 16.7 metric